Hi everyone, I'm Nick. My passion in life is acting. It's what I hope to be one day. I hope to be an actor, and essentially, acting is how I want to make my living. The story I'm about to tell you is how I first got involved into acting, and really where this dream all started. As a little kid, I was always very theatrical around family. I always wanted to play pretend and just mess around and have fun all the time, and every time I would, it would almost seem like a performance. My parents always would take constant note of this, and they saw something in me that I was really, it was really just more than just a kid who just wanted to mess around and have fun. Around strangers, I was always an extremely shy person. It was just very hard for me to talk to people, and up until high school, because of that, I didn't really have many friends. My first day of high school, I was terrified because I was so scared that I wouldn't fit in and that people would judge me for who I was and that I wouldn't really have a place in life. Freshman year for me was extremely miserable because I didn't have any friends and I just felt like I was living this very empty life, a life truly without purpose. I never wanted to actually put myself in a position where I had to talk to people because I was scared, and I just always thought that I would collapse or break down. But every time I was put in that position where I had to talk to someone, people would think of me as I had a voice for them, and whatever they were thinking I was saying, it's as if I was speaking it from their own mouth. It was crazy. I definitely took note of this, and I just always figured that people would judge me no matter what I said because I wasn't popular and I didn't have any friends, and I just figured people wouldn't care what I had to say. And at that time, I figured, well, if I was popular, then everyone would have to listen to what I had to say. So my original plan was to try out for the basketball team. And originally that was going to be the way that I overcame this constant fear of not having a voice and not being able to speak to people. Just the only problem with that is I'm not good at sports, and really basketball was the worst option I could have picked considering my height disadvantage. The same time I was going to try out for the basketball team was the same time that my parents had forced me into acting class. Yes, they actually forced me. I refused to take a class where I had to talk in front of people. And but, like I said before, my parents saw something in me that no one could see in me, and I had no idea what it was either. I couldn't see it in myself. And I ended up taking the class, and actually over time I fell in love with it, surprisingly. I constantly had to be vulnerable and do these dumb, silly things in front of a group of strangers all the time, every single day. It was part of the class participation, the class requirements, that you needed to participate in every exercise that we did in class. Just the thing that made it easier for me was my teacher would reassure the entire class that the classroom's a safe environment and it's okay to be yourself. And this really actually struck home for me because it was something completely new to me. I wasn't used to that. So it actually motivated me to go out of my comfort zone and try to overcome this fear because I figured if there's any chance to do it, now's my chance. I ended up falling in love with the class so much that I auditioned for all of the productions at my old high school, and I participated in every single one of them. For most of the plays that I was in, I even had a lead role. The director thought I was good enough, and they decided to cast me as a lead role. I even got nominated for an Ellie Award. I got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in all of Northern California, which was crazy because it was only me and four other guys for a big area of high schools. And I even won a few other awards. But besides that point, because of that, I felt like I had actually proved to myself now that I was good enough to do this as a living and to actually pursue acting. So it really just all started with just me, just a kid who just wanted to have a voice and just be able to speak to people. And I was able to find it through acting and performing. And I actually found that this is the best way to have a voice because you're constantly speaking in front of hundreds of people, sometimes alone. And you make people feel things, you make people see things, you can change people's perspective on different things, and you inspire people. And obviously now, giving the speech right now, I would not be able to do this in a million years if I hadn't taken this acting class before. So really, this thought alone was my whole objective from the very beginning. I just wanted to be someone to have a voice to help myself and help other people, and acting is the best way I could do it. Thank you.